Hello everyone and welcome to Introduction to MATLAB. My name is Azim Iqbal and I am a laboratory instructor at Center for Experimental Physics Education based in Lahore University of Management Sciences, Pakistan. This is going to be a basic introduction to MATLAB with that I'm going to try to cover for anyone who is completely new to MATLAB. Basically, for every student who is from the first year in engineering or in basic sciences and wants to start off by getting to know MATLAB and the power of MATLAB and how it can be used for data analysis and data visualization. So we are going to try to cover basic operations and basics of MATLAB. So these are the contents, like I said, a basic introduction and background of MATLAB, who created it and why he created it. It's a small interesting story. Then I'm going to go through to the basics of the layout and we're going to talk about the basic arithmetic operations. Like in every calculator, you have arithmetic operations. We're going to also discuss the basic arithmetic operation and what are the rules behind performing those operations on various equations. For example, the concept of precedence is really important in MATLAB. Then the concept of creating vectors and matrices. Vectors, as we all know, are one-dimensional matrices. And matrices from your high school, you should remember that are elements which are arranged in square brackets and in rectangles or in rectangular form, and you can they derive themselves out of linear algebraic equations. So there are various things to discuss about this as well. And then after you know what matrices are, you are going to perform matrix arithmetic operations. For example, how to sum matrices, how to take an adjoint, how to perform an inverse of a matrix, and so on and so forth. Then we're going to talk about data manipulation, which talks about how you could use loops and different techniques to manipulate the data, particularly the scientific data that we acquire from a real-world experiment. This session is going to be obviously, because I am from the physics laboratory, we're going to focus it on we're going to try to use the data from real physics experiments in order to learn how MATLAB actually works. So after we know the basic arithmetic operation, and we have created matrices, we have manipulated our data, we are going to plot that data and then visualize visualize it and try to understand the portions of that graph, which will actually help us infer and study and understand the real phenomena that was working behind the physics behind that particular observation. Then obviously there are mathematical models that define the working of any experiment, any real world phenomena. So we're going to use the curve fitting tool and curve fitting techniques in MATLAB in order to understand and model and apply the mathematical models that will help us define and understand the nature of that particular experiment. So the subsequent videos, in the next video, we're going to begin the basics of MATLAB from the introduction to its background and starting from the background of MATLAB.